Hey Scorpio, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your storyline or wavelength on this particular reading, check your other major placements, see if we can't connect over there. And at the end of the reading, I am posting the photos of the spread. So if you're interested in that, then there you go. It's yours. All right, Scorpio. Starting with the Oracle Mystical Moments for an intuitive vibe. That's way too many cards. So any of those cards, one by one. Oh, we got a secret card here. Okay. I can take one more. Oh, another spinning card. All right. All right. Well, well, well. Night ride here. A lot of confusion, foggy, muddy waters here. A lot of darkness, going through some difficulty, confusing times. But we've got sort of maybe a team or maybe just an understanding that we are protected. So the elephant is here bringing strength, bringing its strength, its loyalty to the situation, you know, wading through these muddy, murky situations and water. And then we've got this clarity of thought and mind here, protecting another idea. Oh, yes, protecting probably a gift here or something here. Another idea here. But so we've got like some clear vision, but it doesn't really help with the fog. And then we've got the strength here that's wading through this mud. So we've got some difficulty. You're going through a little bit of a difficult time, and but you've got either a team or you are protected. There's like a little bit of magic surrounding you as you go through this difficult time. So you are supported. You are supported through this. So then I want to talk about this here as, so that's what this little guy right here reminded me of, this little gift right here, this thing that we're protecting, that we're holding on to. So this is the gift, and it talks about this long-term thing, this thing you've been together for so long, it's almost part of you, you're matching here. And of course, the swan mates for life, so there is some sort of long-term. What is it that you are here to give? What are you here to give? What is it that you're bringing to this world? I often don't think that those are definable or stateable or condensable into words sorts of concepts. So, but you are protected. So just like, if someone were to ask me, what is the gift you're here to bring to this world? I'd be like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know. But yet there's like, I know I have sort of a path. I know I have like a vision. Not a vision, but I feel something that I am here to do something. Can I put that into words? No. So, and I would say after, decades of attempting to put those into words, just don't try. You don't have to put it into words. You don't have to distill your gift into a 1-minute elevator speech. You don't have to do that. You can just have it. You can just know that you're here to bring something to bring who you are to the world, and it will feel good to do that. And the world wants that and needs that. And you're here for a reason, and don't try to define that reason. Just know that you have it, just be yourself. That's it. And the other thing that really screwed me up was always like, just be yourself, like I just told you, and you have to know who you are. And I thought that always meant like I had to have it in words and like a list of who I am, and it was like some sort of static thing that you had for your whole life. I don't know how I got so weirded out by that and got such a weird definition, but knowing who you are in each moment, and it doesn't, words are these limitations that are really important. It's like communicating through a phone line. Like my communication is going out, But if I want to communicate something, 2,000 miles away, it goes through it gets narrowed down into a channel. So that's the same with words. As the concept is really big and really broad, and our words are really attempting to communicate it, but at the same time they kind of limit it as well. So that's what we're talking about here. Is your gift. It may be incommunicable. It may not have words associated with it. Don't worry about that if you don't have words or a list or an elevator pitch or something like that, like for your purpose here on life. It doesn't have to be that well defined. You just have to be in touch with it and in touch with your feelings here. So this is though a lifelong sort of commitment to this idea, this vision, this dream. You protect it. So we have two things of protecting. You're protective of this gift, of this idea, of these ideas and these thoughts. And then we have, again, this protective nature here and this protected thing. So you are protecting something, some sort of idea, some sort of vision, something like that. You are also protected even as you protect. And that's a lot of this vibe here. Like you're protecting possibly a vision, possibly some ideas, but you are protected as you do that. I see you as the owl here, but you're protected as you as you protect your vision and your ideas. Here you are protecting, again, this is secrets. So this thing here is, it's not necessarily a secret TM that you hold and is defined and is this thing that you can divulge dramatically as the music reaches a crescendo. It could just be something you don't talk about. But feelings, emotions, something that you've kind of locked away that you're not sharing and you're not talking about, and you're protecting it. But here you're thinking about it. You're really close. You could be wanting to open up about something and contemplating it. You're very close to it and you're contemplating, sort of maybe even starting to give this gift away, starting to open up something. You have the ability to do that. It's yours. So these ideas that you're protecting and you're keeping to yourself, just anything between our two ears is ours completely. We're not obligated to share it. There's no timeline for how we have to share it. We don't have to share what's on our mind all of the time with everybody who thinks they're entitled to it. There might be some kind of issue that you're worried about, is if you open up about this and share this dream that you've been very protective of, are people going to knock you off your pedestal? You're up pretty high here. Are you going to get knocked off? Are you going to get hurt if you share that? There is a protective vibe here. But that is on your mind, is talking about something, sharing something that you've been very protective of and very quiet about, and very worried about, because you do have this night ride, but you are protected even as you protect. So, and then we have the observer. You're very focused on something, possibly something in social media. You might get distracted, but there's a strong commitment. I get really strong commitments from both of these vibes. Very committed to something. You have a lot of ideas and you have, and you're watching. These are all very contemplative. Like you could be just watching your environment, watching what's going on, and maybe looking for this opening and this understanding, or watching for an opening. But you're observing everyone around you. I want to say you're observing some wildlife here. And you're very committed to it and solid. It's a solid foundation of observation, but it could be through social media or something like that, that you're watching. But you're getting ideas. You might get occasionally distracted, but overall you're focused, or you're supposed to be focused on something else. And so you have a strong commitment to something. You're protecting something. You're protecting some sort of idea. But you are also protected, and part of that idea is observing something, or you're watching very closely, maybe for the getting like, okay, the wind is right for me to open up about this. You could be observing your environment for clues as to when to talk about something, when to start sharing something, when's the right time to bring this gift out or bring this idea out. When's the right time for that? So here's your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay. All right, in your recent past, we have this artist card. So this could be about your gift, about realizing something that you have, something that you'd like to share. This could be about the pile of sketches under your bed that you don't share with anybody and you kind of keep to yourself. So this is in the recent past, you have this artist vibe. So you're sort of mimicking. Look at how he's in the same stance as the tree. He's sort of mimicking the tree, bringing his own interpretation. He can't help but bring his own interpretation because of who he is. He's a human being, so he can't literally be the tree, but he is mimicking the tree. He's in sort of the artist tree pose. This is not the tree pose. It's not the official tree pose in yoga, but it's the tree pose in this deck here. And so he's watching this tree, watching reality, paying very close attention to reality, and bringing his own interpretation to that, his own artistic stamp on it. I think that's a little bit of this, like your gift to the world. Like the world just is the world, but what's your stamp? What's your signature? What do you bring to it? So that's been something that you've dealt with in the past, is being this artist. Close observation. We have, again, close observation here. Very close observation of something. An artist, especially doing plein air art, you are very focused on this natural world, on the world that is and exists around you. You're very focused on that, and then you end up with like his relationship with this tree. How he understands this tree after drawing it will be an intimacy that is hard to come by in any other way. This intense, close observation. And then bringing his own interpretation and ideas to it has something to do with it. And there's some sort of institution maybe involved here, maybe a school, maybe there's some sort of civilization, something about bringing this vision into civilization, observing nature, observing the natural world, and then putting it together in some way where it contributes to civilization, bringing your gift, your unique gifts, your unique vision into the world, into the worlds that humans have created. So in your present situation, you're dealing with control. This is the emperor. This is all four kings put together. He's got the ball in his court. So this could be you, or this could be somebody around you, or just the vibe that you're in, is being in control, having everything you need. The ball's in your court. If this is the secret here, it's in your hands. It's in your hands, and you get control, and you get to decide when to share, what to share. And so that's like some sort of topic or issue that's with you right now in the present situation is the power that you have to share what you want to share when you want to share it. And that's been a focus for you. And who's in control, who's in power? It looks like you are. It looks like you have a lot of control and a lot of say right now, to say or not say. Like you get to decide. There's a lot there that you have power over. Or it could be just a vibe. In your inner landscape, you are, you feel, this card, I like this card in this place because it's easy to understand. Sometimes this card shows up places where I'm like, what? How is this the to-do list? But this is easy for me to understand. This is very straightforward. Internally, you feel trapped, you feel stuck, you don't feel like you have the control. You don't, but this is just a fear. And her fears are the only thing that binds her right here. This rope, every time she says, I can't, I don't want to. Or no, she's not saying I don't want to. That's actually what's going on, is I don't want to. I like my situation. I like where I am. She doesn't like it. She thinks she doesn't like it. No, okay, so it's not that she likes it. It's that she can leave, but for some reason she's choosing to not see that as an option. She can be free. She can freely express herself. She can walk forward. The swords are behind her. That's it. There's no swords in front of her. She can walk forward. She can. She doesn't think she can, but she can. And all of her self-doubts are the only thing that's trapping her. This rope is self-doubt. I can't do this. I can't do this. So whereas she think in her mind, she wants to go forward. In her mind, she cannot move and go forward. But in her subconscious, she doesn't want to go forward. Her subconscious is getting something out of this, or is too scared, or something like that. The only thing, though, that's keeping you from moving forward is yourself and your own minds and your own ideas. You want to move forward, but there's some part of yourself that's holding you back, and is scared, is worried. Maybe you've gotten used to the learned helplessness is what this could be. This is the card of learned helplessness. I can't believe I had never put that together before, but this is the card of learned helplessness, which is a concept that Seligman develops in his work on learned optimism. So if you haven't read that book, or you don't know what I'm talking about as learned helplessness, this is what it is. You subconsciously get something out of this sense of helplessness. So in your inner landscape, you feel helpless. You feel like you can't go forward, or you're worried that you can't go forward. But this is here, it's just in your mind. It's just some sort of habit you have, some sort of rut you've created in your mind. And it feels like a true thought, and it's not. It's not true. So if you want to move forward, so this is why you're thinking about control, and control's at an issue, is you don't feel like you have any, but you do. The idea that you don't have control and you don't have a say, and you can't do anything and you can't move forward, that's all on you, actually. So you have this. This is yours to share when you want to share. No one's saying, look, she has the keys actually in her hands. She can open this whenever the hell she wants to open it. It's not a problem. But she may be feeling, if we're taking these two cards together, she may be feeling like, I can't open it. I can't open it because I could tumble off of this. It could be very precarious. People might be upset. I don't feel like I can open this, but she can. She's got the keys to open this up right here. You can walk away from this. You can walk forward. You can untie yourself. There's all sorts of things you can do, but you're choosing not to for whatever reason. And it looks like it might be a made up reason that your mind is playing tricks on you. So not to say like, because I live here half the time, like, no, I can't do that. I can't do, so I'm not, there's no judgment here on this, because this is me. If I were judging you, I'd be judging myself even more harshly on this one. It's just a state of mind that we get stuck in, and it's very scary to get out of it, but we do. We do. And that's where a lot of our internal work is. You are protected. You are safe. You feel scared. You feel worried. But it looks scary, it looks foggy, it looks muddy, but you actually have a lot of control here and a lot of say, more than you feel like you have. So that's work to be done here. At issue is this reverse Knight of Swords. So in the upright, the Knight of Swords is very focused energy, fast-moving energy, determined energy, charging forward energy, moving very quickly and very focused and very inspired energy. But in the reverse, we are either rushing and moving way too fast, which I do not see you doing in any of these other cards. So the issue is just maybe not really focusing, maybe not having the clarity that you want, not seeing the truth, not understanding your own truth, and not going with your own truth, not moving forward with your own truth, which you should be moving forward with what you know, what you see, what you want, and with that sort of focused energy towards the future, towards what you want, focusing on what you want and moving towards it. There's some really interesting tricks where, like, just refusing to see the obstacles. Here, she's seeing obstacles that aren't even there. But when you, so I was playing kickball and with some more athletic friends, and I decided to play this game of like not seeing the obstacle and just being very focused on where I wanted, and I wanted to go to third base, and I was just incredibly focused on that. So when I saw my opportunity, all I looked at was third base, and I plowed through everybody. It was just bizarre, and even everyone was like, "What the hell? How did you do that?" Like, And I was like, I don't know. I just was very focused. So even though people were, I don't know if this is how everybody plays kickball, but there was some tackling involved. So even people were tackling and whatever, and I was just super focused. Anyway, that's kind of a funny story, but I mean, it's not genuinely a funny story. It's just a goofy, silly story. Which I recognize and I understand. But here, the point is that I was really focused and I was able to achieve my goal by not paying any attention to any of my friends and their attempts to tackle or trip or whatever. I just didn't pay any attention to it. I just focused on third base and somehow made it there, much to everybody's surprise. So that's a lot. That's the energy that this is referencing, is that you're not having. You're not focused on third base. You're focused on being tackled, on being tripped, on everybody moving faster, on you not being very athletic, you being the least athletic person in this game. Like, you are focused on that and not on your goal and the pure focus of that goal. And that's leaving you with a sense of being trapped. So in your environment, you have the Hanged Man. So there's a lot of pause here, figuring things out, understanding this is in your environment. So there could be other people involved that are trying to figure out what's going on, trying to unravel what's going on. So this is human fruit, not ready to be picked. There's not ready. You're ripening. You're unknotting. This could be you actually. With the rest of this reading, it kind of feels like. But this is the environment. So it kind of feels like it could be you, like unraveling a knot, unraveling your thoughts, trying to unravel this, but it shows up in your environment. So there's something around you that's unraveling and loosening up. So if you've been stopped and trapped feeling, it could be you, but it could also be something in your environment that just wasn't moving forward. And maybe you thought it was you, and maybe you thought it was like, had to do with you being somehow inadequate or something like that. But no. The environment is paused, but paused for the purpose of unraveling and creating some freedom. So there's somebody's figuring something out here in your environment and trying to free themselves here from something. Your to-do list is this Temperance energy. So this is like on the one hand, on the other hand, and bringing these together. This is my fabulous bartender energy. Don't go get drunk, but like making some good drinks out of things that are kind of gross separately, and we bring them together, and maybe people have gotten their heels dug in or something like that. So this is mixing. So we have a lot of on the one hand, on the other hand in tarot, and the pentacles never mix. We just kind of keep juggling them. But this is water. This is something that's meant to flow, something that's meant to mix. You need to come into the flow here and bringing extremes together in a more palatable way, in a way that you can actually work with. You're hot, you're cold. Bring it into some nice warmth here. You're a desert. You're rainforest, bring it into a more temperate climate. And it's stronger too. I think about tempered steel and the strength there of having gone through this hot, cold process, and eventually we get this really strong mixed or strong thing from the middle that's developed because we've brought these extremes together. So there's your hopes, your fears, bring them together. They're coming into some sort of flow, some sort of more calm. You might be like backed into this corner of like, no, but you want yes, and then sort of evening those out, bringing those extreme feelings and emotions sort of someplace a little more balanced. And a little more mixed. So getting into the flow, bringing opposing forces into flow. You're on the one hand and you're on the other hand, and starting to understand a more complete picture, a wholeness. Possible outcome here is 10 of Cups. This is the full fruition of full emotional fulfillment here. So when we talk about full emotional fulfillment in any situation, it's not permanent. We're not saying, and then forever and ever you will be happy. But you will be coming to this place of being very fulfilled and much happier. And they have a baby. That doesn't mean you're going to have a baby. That could mean you're going to have an art project, or you're going to have a little career that you take care of, or you're going to, this gift that you have to bring to this world, love brings that gift forward. love, kindness, relating. You're going to bring that gift forward, and it's going to be extremely fulfilling, this gift that you have to give. But first you got to do some like opening up about it, balancing some things out, letting things flow. You got to let things flow a little bit. But one of these possible outcomes is bringing this baby into fruition, and the emotional fulfillment you get when you bring your gift. You know, and they're still protective of the gift. It's not saying no, don't protect this gift, but they're bringing it. It gets to emerge into the world, this emotional fulfillment. All right, Scorpio, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes in this and this was a very story-filled little reading here. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week, Scorpio.